Anyway, guys, let's get this party started. I haven't really done content in a little while, playing a lot of video games. Things have just been like down lately. Hasn't been a lot going on, so I've been kind of taking advantage of it because, you know, it usually comes in bursts, so it is what it is. Anyway, this is a video from Raymundo 2112. It's called YouTube has a slop problem. That might be the case, but the reality is that, you know, just like fat people in America, we also have a slop consumption problem. So, you know, whatever, man. Everybody's just trying to get through their day. But I'm curious about the video. Let's see what we got here. I'm probably part of the slop, huh? That's all right. Let's go.
Let me start off by saying that YouTube can be a very, very profitable platform if you play your cards right.
That's true. Probably the best platform out of any of them.
There are respectable ways to make a living on the platform, and there are less respectable ways.
What's this guy doing?
This results in sort of meta.
What's wrong with that guy?
As the creators follow. Some of these require a lot of work. For example, in 2021, when icebergs dominated YouTube, many creators started making videos in that format.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make this a regular speed video. Too much sensory overload.
And we're very, very successful for it. However, to make a good iceberg video, a lot of research and effort was required, leading to many people to hop onto the bandwagon, but in result, they produced some pretty decent content. However, recently...
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be how YouTube works in, like, general trends. If one thing works well, then a bunch of other people try to copy that style, so...
A genre of content has become incredibly profitable. But unlike iceberg videos, these videos have zero value in terms of entertainment, information, or quality. This is YouTube's slop problem.
I mean, listen, man, people want to consume the content. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. There's an audience for it. I think it's almost a good thing. I mean, what do you got? You got your slop on TV, your Dr. Phil, your Wendy Williams, people just consuming ridiculous, nonsensical drama. I enjoy the drama. I don't really like when people sensationalize it to make it seem like it's worse than it is. But outside of that, I mean, like, people want brain dead, brain rot, slop content. So, like, whatever, man. And it's fun, honestly. It's just fun.
There are a lot of different ways that slop can succeed on this platform. Most of you
yes, Skibbity Toilet. Yes, of course.
You are likely familiar with content farms that produce content for children with little to no value. And in many cases, these...
Well, I mean, they have value. They're just terrible. It's just shitty content, but, like, some people like it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what is value to you?
Videos are straight up inappropriate and expose...
I'm not slop on salad shit, bro. I had my first salad when I was 34 years old, and I am 34 years old. Let's just be real here, okay? So
the young audiences to some pretty messed
That's kind of sad, but it tastes not bad. I just don't like the salad sauce on it. It's just too much, you know. But I like the greens. They make my poop better.
Stuff. However, that's not the subject of today's video. Drama is something that people are inherently drawn to. It's
hell yeah.
in our nature to seek out new and exciting information regarding scandals and controversies. Mainstream media has known this for decades.
Yep, jorking it.
And has heavily profited off of it. This is by no means different on YouTube.
So what's this music? It's interesting. It's like a garage band.
And it has been so for a long time.
I feel like we're on MySpace watching a video right now.
However, the difference is in the presentation.
I don't really think so. I mean, news does the same thing. They pretend to be professional while pushing, like, accusations of stories that aren't 100% confirmed. So I don't think it's necessarily any worse. And especially after our 24/7 news cycle after 9/11, I mean, it's just constant push out, like, pumping out of shit on the news. Like, that's one of our biggest problems is after 9/11 happened, like, because of 9/11, it was constant, like, news. People were constantly putting in, people wanted to know what was going on. Because we were attacked. Like, America was attacked. It was a scary time. So there was just constant pushing of information over and over again, news content. And once, you know, 9/11 stopped, once the hype around that stopped, they kept up the cycle. And so it is a lot of garbage, sensationalized slop. It really is no different. I wouldn't necessarily say it's that much better. I mean, it's a little more credible, but they still sensationalize the media that they output. So
things haven't always been this oversaturated.
Hey, listen. I mean, we're also in a spot where, like, YouTube is I mean, it's profitable to do, and people want to be content creators. And now we have more content creators than ever, especially with, like, micro influencers across TikTok. So
Back in the 2010s, drama channels were huge on YouTube, but people mainly went to the big channels as their sources.
Yeah, I'm sure this is the most credible big channel you could go to. It sounds like it's good that we have alternatives.
Like Scarce and the infamous Drama Alert. Those were the two titans of YouTube drama commentary. Beneath them were the commentary YouTubers, either leafy clones or white guys with annoying voices and a face cam. Things remained this way for a while, with a very consistent formula for the way that information was spread.
Yeah, it sounds like a horrible time.
Generally, the big two would release some breaking drama, which would then trickle down to the commentary creators, which would then trickle down to the face cam commentary creators, who generally put a bit more time into their editing and scripts. There were definitely many moments in which misinformation
We call those bread tubers now? Is that what they're called? Those are like video essayists, right?
was spread and believed to be as fact, but generally, narratives remained pretty consistent. However, this entire ecosystem changed in 2020.
Just to be clear, that ecosystem sounds terrible. A Drama Alert is not even close to the most reputable source for any type of information, so the undertone feels like you're saying it was good, but okay. It sounds like a miserable dog shit sphere. I'd say, if anything, the commentary sphere is probably changing in a positive direction because there's more and different voices popping in and like giving their opinions on particular things, which I don't think is particularly bad. I mean, I like to think I talk about drama and shit in a way that's not sensationalized. I don't think I'm unique. I think that there are probably other people doing the same thing. That's a good thing. We're just having some good old fun. We're not sitting here trying to sensationalize for as much profit as possible. And I think that, again, like, I don't think I'm the only person doing that. I think that that's just what people are starting to do, which is a good thing. It's just kind of like the casual observer having fun and then like letting it go, rather than being Twitter obsessed and constantly adding every single person you think is like the worst person in the entire world and like obsessing about it.
When the world locked down, and everyone suddenly had quite a lot of free time. This led to lots of people trying their hand at making YouTube videos.
And TikToks, that's where we started, baby.
Many people attempted, and, well, many succeeded.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more people home watching, but a lot of people fell off after that happened, you know, in, like, you know, small ways or in, like, much more permanent ways.
With there being almost a baby boom of content creators who hit it big during lockdown, and many of these people continue to create videos to this day. Now, this may seem like a good thing, right?
Sure, why not? It's just more competition in the sphere. You know what I mean? It's more for the consumer to be able to watch. I mean, maybe it can get hectic having too much choice, but at the end of the day, I think it would be generally good for the consumer.
New YouTubers means new and unique talent. Tons of unique people who can provide a unique perspective.
Not really. It's more of just like somebody that people can resonate with more, that's more like them, that's producing like a similar style of content to other people.
Ideas and content style that sticks out from the rest, right? Right? Well, sure. Some people fit this criteria. However,
I mean, you're never going to get like a ton of unique voices on any topic. I mean, we're kind of I don't know how many different perspectives you could have on the same thing.
Many creators have fallen to create commentary slop.
And this doesn't take some galaxy brain genius.
Man with 300 million subscribers. He's got a burger business.
Damn, the Turkey Tom call out and the Moist Critical call out.
Chocolate bar
Didn't Moist Critical get caught in the hurricane and he just decided not to leave?
company.
Yeah, I think we might actually have the first YouTube scholar on our hands here.
Commentary slop can best be described as lazy, derivative, low effort, frequently uploaded content.
Based alert, guys.
That covers modern events and incidents. Like the old Leafy is here in Pyrocynical videos, these videos often feature video game footage with minimal editing when needed.
It's kind of me right here. I've taken it to a whole new level of low effort. We are just playing a video game while we do our reaction.
These sorts of videos are often hard to tell apart from each other, or from the rest, as generally the only unique aspect about them is the voice of the creator, as the actual content is
Tends to be a little monotone too, but
very, very cookie cutter. Another genre of
he wasn't in an evacuation zone. Oh, okay. Somebody was misinformed me. People were telling me that he was in an evacuation zone.
commentary slop is stream clips, which are often even
Hey, Hunter Avalon.
lazier than the videos mentioned prior.
Sure. I mean, base laziness, bro. I used to work a real job. I'm not exactly trying to work as hard as possible. I can work hard. Why would I want to? I mean, that's the whole point of the job, no? I mean, fuck it.
These stream clip videos generally consist of a content creator who has already grown a sizable audience on their main
But I will say that, like, you know, Hunter Avalon specifically, I don't really watch. I mean, I've watched some of Turkey Tom's content, but I would say probably him too. I mean, they're adding a pretty significant amount to what they're reacting to. It's like, especially when it comes to, like, I like to cut up reactions into two categories. That's conversational and entertainment reactions, right? An entertainment reaction is like I don't know, like what was that one video like about the JFK assassination that the XQC just sat there and barely did any commentary on? that's what I would consider like an entertainment reaction. There's really not a lot to say, and it doesn't really exist to spark a conversation. It more exists just to entertain you. But then there are conversational reactions where I feel like kind of the point is to have a conversation around the particular topic. And this is especially big in like the social political conversational sphere. You'll see a lot of this type of stuff because that is kind of the main point, is to have a conversation around them in general.
Main channel, where they put a lot of effort into their content, which has led them to grow a loyal fan base, who will just kind of watch anything that they do. This leads them to live stream on either Twitch or YouTube. Those streams, who are often
YouTube supremacy, am I right?
multiple hours in length, then get chopped up into different segments per topic, given minimal editing, and then shipped out as a fresh new video. Oftentimes, these videos are just reaction videos in disguise, as generally the creator kind of just watches the video, pauses the video every 10 seconds, spat out some opinion related to what they're watching, or hell,
yeah, that's the reaction video, sure.
Just go on some completely unrelated rant spurred on by someone donating or a popular message in their chat. This leads to these videos to be almost impossible to watch, as they're so long and, well, pointless.
I guess. I mean, some people enjoy them, but sure.
I actually have an exact example that I'd like to use. On June 25th, 2024, I released a video about the word unalive and the absurdity of self-censorship. Since negativity thrives on this platform, the video did really well, and was seen by tons and tons of YouTubers, including the one and only Pyrocynical. For those unfamiliar,
he's a TV man.
Pyro is a YouTuber who's been actively making videos for a long time, with him originally making Leafy is Here gameplay commentary style videos, but eventually switched to a more varied content style.
I think he also likes some kind of dog inflation. I don't really know what that means, but...
Featuring both reviews, video essays, and general comedic videos, looking at and riffing off topical subject matter. This show was called A Series of Tubes and was very popular in the late 2010s.
Okay.
All of his videos were pretty well edited and, well, also very entertaining. However, this main channel ended up becoming more and more focused on high-effort video essays, so the commentaries were moved to the livestream channel, which is where most of his content is uploaded today. This content style now includes footage from either a stream clip or an individually recorded video with minimal editing about current subject matters. This content strategy is basically what has won YouTube in recent times. However,
yeah, I mean, it's easy, it's low effort, and people like to consume it, for sure. People just like having different opinions on things.
Personal experience comes in when Pyro made a reaction video to my Unalive video, titled TikTok is Changing Our Language. This is an hour, 38-minute stream clip of him watching my video, which is only 40 minutes long for context. Now, when I was alerted of this, I was beyond excited, and I sat down with my friends to see what he would say about my video. And just to be clear, to preface my criticism, I don't want to come off as criticizing these creators as people, or their character in the
Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. I thought you meant you didn't want to criticize them as being people. Okay.
This is just a critique of the content that they produce. That being said, this video was very hard to watch.
Yeah, well, that's probably a good thing, because then if it's that hard to watch, then maybe people will go watch the original video instead, you know?
In a way that it made me cringe or misrepresented myself, but hard to watch because there was so much rambling, so many distractions, and so little focus placed on the actual subject matter at hand. Which, again, his video is nearly an entire hour longer than the video that's being reacted to. However, most of this hour is just filled up with unrelated things, which is, again, why it's hard to watch. It was hard to follow, it was difficult.
How the fuck is Spider-Man part of the video?
This sort of content is one of the more common types of slop that we see. Long YouTube videos of a creator just kind of sitting there and watching someone else's video, pausing every 10 to 15 seconds, commenting on something, and then continuing.
Like I said, this seems to be much more popular inside of like the inside of like the political spheres, where I think it got like more popularized, where people would do this and they would talk about social or political topics, you know.
However, as a creator, it's not actually a bad thing to have a big YouTuber make some slop reaction videos to your content. YouTubers like Tuv completely had their careers launched by Moist Critical having their videos be watched on stream, which is something that I would personally welcome with open arms.
Oh, cool beans, man. I love you too. Thank you so much.
However, a lot of the time, these videos are almost always presented as if they aren't just glorified reaction videos with vague and interesting titles.
It's interesting because there's always there's very inconsistent criticism. So it sounds like what he is saying is that, like, hey, this video is not being presented as a reaction. So it's like kind of, I guess, frustrating in a sense. But you hear a lot of other people who criticize the like reaction type content, and they'll say, oh, all they'll do is just, you know, throw their face over the thumbnail and name it the same title as, you know, my video, and then put like such and such reacts. And it seems like there isn't exactly a particularly consistent you know, criticism. It really just depends on the person. And I think part of that's because there really isn't enough information to figure out exactly what the reaction is, or what the, I don't want to say the reaction, what the, the outcome is of doing like reaction type content. I mean, generally it seems to have a somewhat positive impact on the creator being interacted with. I'd imagine if you came across like my video and you started watching it and you got bored of me talking, you'd probably just turn it off, right? If you're a follower of mine, you're here because you enjoy the content that I produce, and that's like part of it, and part of it, like giving my opinion on things. But if you're somebody new in the algorithm, you might come across mine and go like, oh, this is boring. Or maybe you watch me and you're just like, you haven't shut the fuck up. I want to watch the actual video. I have no time for this. I don't really think it has a negative impact, as long as there's enough transformative nature through commentary to cause people that want to watch the actual video uninterrupted to go and look in the description, which I think you should always obviously do, is put that in the description, which is what I always do as well. And I also make sure to announce it on the screen too. You know, this way I try to. This way people are like, oh, okay, I can go watch this. So, you know.
And also,
you came across my video? That's awesome. Me too. I come across my stuff all the time.
Really good thumbnails.
Completely chubbed up, baby.
Most of the time, making them seem like much more than they actually are. However, stream clip re-uploads aren't the only type of digital junk food consumed by the masses. One of the most successful genres are commentary drama channels. To make a brief distinction...
Man, we got both at the same time, baby. Hey, what's up, Brion? How you doing, brother?
There's a difference between commentary channels like Scott Kramer, Eddie Burback, or Danny Gonzalez.
I don't know who the fuck those people are, if I'm gonna be real with you.
Creators like this are often regarded as commentary channels, but a different commentary from what we're discussing.
Well, they usually do more, like, edited commentary, no?
Today. It's a bit confusing, but, you know, just stick with me. Drama commentary channels often upload on
Is this lyrics?
a near daily basis, covering the topical news in online culture. They almost never cover anything other than controversy and scandal, though.
True. Sometimes I get so brain rot, I try not to, you know? Like, I remember I was doing for a long time, like, every other day, there was, like, another sexual assault case or something. And it was just so much. It was like stressing me out. I try to cover like silly goose stuff too now, you know, because it just gets fucking crazy, man. People get obsessed. I mean, once you create a pipe way for people to be able to like heavily almost monetize or incentivize sexual assault, false accusations have a much higher chance of coming out. So
since mass audiences don't...
I'm not saying all are false. I'm just saying that is a potential issue. Hey, what's up, Caleb Hammer? How you doing, buddy? I'm going to low effort react to Papa Gut's higher effort reaction videos and milk that as is. Let me just tell you something. There's no such thing as a Papa Gut high effort reaction video. Okay? And you can milk me as much as you want, all right? Don't worry. Go ahead, man. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead and do it. I got to see in 2 more days. I have to see if I'm back in the Instagram Reels bonuses program. I think I just forgot to re-up it because they have the worst monetization system. Every 2 weeks they have you like reapply or re-accept the bonuses, and I think I forgot, so I've been out of it for 2 weeks, and I was like upset because, you know, I'm trying to make that money, baby.
Seem to care for,
especially since I think I work better as like a long and like short form reaction, like TikTok, Instagram, maybe even YouTube short style content. So, you know, I kind of got to get on that. My longer form videos, they do fine. They make an income. They make a livable income. But I think I'm more of a short form kind of guy. People just seem to like me in smaller doses, probably because I'm intense. I'm like an annoying Tim and Eric sketch, you know.
Stories regarding anything positive,
which I like Tim and Eric a lot, but I can't watch more than like 4 episodes without like brain rotting myself.
Right. These channels are often in a mad dash to be the first to cover something topical, whether or not their information is correct, and also whether or not
that is obviously a huge problem. Like the breaking news type content can really have a profoundly negative impact on shit like this. I hope they get you and man, Metasport is rough. They're terrible. I honestly think I just forgot to re-up it because I mean you said somebody else does your Instagram stuff, but every 2 weeks I have to like reapply for the bonus program or whatever. Like you have to re-up it. They send you like, hey, this is your fall bonus program. This is your this. So I think I just kind of fucked up. Honestly, I think that's what I did.
There's actually any additional information, they'll still cover the same topic over and over and over and over and over and over again until they can no longer
MrBeast 17 times in a row. Oh my god, it's so funny because that MrBeast situation seems to have gone on for so long that now people are like have realized that it was sensationalized. I'm not saying there was no criticism of MrBeast, but it's been like since it's been going on for so long, it's just like insanely sensationalized. It's fucking wild.
profit from it, leaving them to switch up to the most hot topic. These channels come in all shapes and sizes, with legacy YouTubers like Moist Critical and some ordinary gamers being at the top of the quality food chain. Beneath them, creators from the 2020s baby boom reign supreme, often being young men with a pretty deep understanding of current internet culture. These videos are
sounds cringe for him being real.
Often minimally edited, with video game gameplay serving as the majority of their visuals, with it sometimes switching to footage critical to the narrative, or the creator's avatar or profile picture.
Like
Oftentimes, these videos follow a very, very loose script, and in some cases, no script at all, with the creator just kind of recapping someone else's video on the topic at hand. While
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it works, right? I mean, they're gonna say, oh, my favorite content creator made this video about X, Y, and Z, and then they just kind of copy that and paste it, you know? That makes the most sense for them. I don't do that. I just like see what's going on, and then I try to give my own opinion. I'm just lazy, if I'm being real.
Giving it sparse personal opinions and commentary. Oftentimes, these personal opinions...
I mean, that's pretty much just how the news is, right? One place will break the story, and then somebody else, some other news source will just, like, fucking say, like, hey, such and such broke this news story, check it out. And then that's pretty much it.
And shared by the creators are the most safe, middle-of-the-road opinions that one could have. It's to not piss too many people off.
That's true. Definitely true. I feel like Moist Critical does have that type of style sometimes, too, so... For sure, man.
As of the time of writing this, the hot news for the past 2 months has been on MrBeast and the many allegations thrown initially against his crew member and longtime friend Ava Chris Tyson, and later direct allegations of neglect, faking videos, workplace abuse, among many, many other allegations.
Among us. And it's gotten so far that I think people have finally tuned down. Most people, like I know a lot of people get like very riled up online. Most people I think are just like, oh, this is like a lot of sensationalized nonsense, and most of it isn't even like necessarily reasonable criticisms anymore. It's kind of gotten there.
Most of which alleged by YouTuber Dogpack404. Upon all of this news breaking, these drama channels raced to their computers to bang out as many MrBeast cancellation videos as humanly possible.
That's fucking so true.
And it absolutely worked. A fantastic example of this drama slot machine in full work is a YouTuber by the name of More Pegasus.
More Pegasus. Who the fuck is that? Like that Indianish kid or whatever?
Which is a second channel to the already immensely successful Pegasus. Not the good Pegasus, that Pegasus. This person has uploaded...
I mean, Pega bro, if you know what I'm saying, dude. You know, put it right in my ass, please.
Over 13 videos that all roughly have the same thumbnail, title, editing style, and are all just kind of the same thing. These videos got insane numbers, so obviously he continued to make more. And
yeah, that guy's kind of annoying a little bit, that Pegasus guy, you know, whatever. I mean, people like him, so it is what it is. Oh my god.
More of these. And has likely made tens of thousands of dollars from these videos alone. Pegasus claims that he's not milking the situation. Rather, he was just covering every new situation as it arose, and that he's just operating as any news station would,
well, yeah, he's saying, hey, such and such made an allegation of this, and then they push the allegation with, like, the subtextual argument being that it is, like, a credible allegation, even when it's, in many instances, not. And then they're like, why hasn't MrBeast responded? Like, he should respond. It's like, why would he respond to drama YouTubers? Like, why would that be his response? Like, you think that he would maybe respond to somebody a little, I don't know, more... I don't know. Like, it's not the news, you know what I mean?
Making frequent uploads. However, a lot of said updates on the stories were by no means worth making an
I think I made like 1 or 2 MrBeast videos, and I found them so annoying because people were so fucking stupid. When I have like a normal person take, they're like, no, actually, MrBeast is a rapist. And it's like, okay, I think I'm good, like, talking to you guys. Like, so many people are fucking stupid as shit. And it becomes so brain rot that it's like not even worth talking about it anymore, you know?
Incredibly long video on a topic that could have been like 5 minutes long. And 5 minutes is stretching it in a lot of cases. People have cut
I mean, if people want to watch it, I guess. People want to watch it. I mean, what are you going to do, right?
Onto this guy, and have given him a lot of criticism for milking this drama. But he continued to defend his content and claim that it's not slop, which, like, whatever, man. If I were in the same spot and I wasn't so pretentious about the videos I produce, I'd be doing the exact same thing, and I think the majority of the people would in this situation. It's more about just kind of admitting that you're milking something. It's fine, you know? Get that bag. It's job, it's money, it's your work.
Get that cum, baby.
But I will never buy him saying that it's not being milked. However, Pegasus is nowhere near the only person doing this. YouTubers like Turkey Tom, Cheeto, Sensitive Society, Jamari, WestJet, Oompaville, and many others will take
many based Americans, am I right, guys?
Fresh controversy, make multiple videos, always over 8 minutes long or more, of course, so they can make more profit from it, and then
get that bag, baby.
Make a new video every time there's a new piece of information on the drama, no matter how small this new detail may be. You'd think that people wouldn't really watch this kind of content, since many of these people are just kind of saying the same thing as everybody else.
Yeah, well, it's their favorite creator, man. You know what I'm saying, doggy?
Over and over again. But no, this kind of content is really successful, which is why there's truly so much of it. My best guess as to why it's so popular is that the majority of the audience is on the younger side.
Yeah, and I would say a lot of it is that when something happens like this, people like to consume it over and over and over and over again. And so what's happening is they just want to watch like a continuous stream of different creators talking about the same thing over and over again. That's pretty much what it is. It happens on any platform. Like, this is nothing unique to YouTube or anything. This happens on TikTok too. People they want to consume about it, and they want to hear the same person affirm what they already think and feel and believe. You know, that's pretty much it. It's like a category when you're jorking into some porn, and then what happens? You're like, wow, this is really good. I want to look at more of this. Hairy armpit girls, like, what the fuck? That's crazy. How do I find more of this? So you look at other ones, man. That's what. I don't know who would look at that. It's disgusting.
Leading for their standards for the videos they consume to be lower. What's clear is that genuine factual information is pretty hard to find in this genre. But
well, yeah, they'll do like plausible deniability in some of these instances. Not that like everything that they say is wrong, but they'll do the defense of like, well, somebody said this about this person, and then what they do is they'll bring that up. And then they'll say, yeah, such and such claims that this person did this thing. And then they kind of pass that information off as credible, even though in many instances it's not credible. It's just like stupid as shit. So,
but oftentimes it's forgiven, since the videos are usually just a guy talking about things that he heard someone else say. But what about when the creator presents their viewpoints and opinions as gospel? Enter Moon.
Enter Sun.
Video essays are a fantastic example.
Who the fuck is Moon?
Of a genre that's been taken over by slop content. YouTubers like SunnyV2 and his brain melting editing style have become the meta, and it works.
Fucking Cabby Lane, bro. Literal poo-poo wiener machine, you know what I'm saying?
Since it appeals to as wide an audience as possible. Many of these bad video essays provide nothing more than the creator's one-sided agenda, misrepresentation of information, zero nuance, and of course, rampant plagiarism and theft of ideas.
Based alert, am I right, dude?
The channel on YouTube that does all of this and more is the one and only Moon. Moon is a YouTuber who started uploading video essay documentary style videos.
I've never heard of this Moon guy before. What the fuck? Have I watched? I think I might have watched one video from him actually, and it was dog shit. I remember the end was some weird MLM plug scheme or something bizarre. No? Is that true? August, you're my fucking historian. I feel like Papa Gut Moon. Let me just look that up. Is that real? Yeah, it was a weird video. I feel like
Disney is one.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Apparently, Larryx talked to this guy on his stream last night. If you want more, oh, maybe I will. I'm not sure how much I care about this. Not that I mean it's interesting, but I don't know if I care about it enough to watch people debate it. You know what I mean?
Videos at the very beginning of 2021. These videos were very well produced, entertaining, and provided a somewhat unique viewpoint that we hadn't really seen before. Moon was vehemently anti-TikTok and anti-China. His content.
Well, I mean, I understand being anti-China in general because they can be poopy heads sometimes, but why anti-TikTok? Oh, probably because it's a Chinese thing and they can take your information, I guess.
Despite being of decent quality, it wasn't very nuanced and often just opted to share the bad side of the story, or at least only focus on the negative, since that's what makes you the money here on YouTube. Moon's videos started to become more and more biased, with him stating his opinion as fact a lot of the time, while also starting to lean more right politically. Moon started to expand his team quite a lot, which seemed to have pretty frequent turnover, since he was asking for new employees on a near monthly basis. This led to the majority of his videos to be written by different people, and clearly there wasn't too much quality checking or cross-referencing.
Oh yeah, well a lot of people will do that. They'll have other people make the video for them, or they'll have them write the script and stuff, and then they'll go on to do other stuff. That's somewhat normal. Didn't like Illuminati have that same thing happen to them? No?
Leading to video.
Oh, I'm in a fucking party.
Videos being essentially stolen and then given a Moon skin, while also removing any nuance that the original video possessed.
There was once upon a time when they would only close a community if it brought unwanted media scrutiny and bad PR to the whole website.
There was actually a time when they would only close a community if it brought unwanted media scrutiny and bad PR to the whole website.
Essentially, the process was, a video hits it big and is garnering a lot of discussion and views. Moon sees this video and gets his writers to essentially make the same video, but change it up a little bit. 10 days later, he shits out this Frankenstein's monster video while not crediting or even mentioning the original video that it was inspired by, and then profits. Initially, the plagiarism was very, very clear and direct, with Jack Saint's Wonka video being a fantastic example, with the title and thumbnails being so incredibly similar. There are many others that you can turn to, but I believe I myself am a victim to this lazy grifter. With one of my biggest and best videos, The Tragedy of Gen Alpha, being a video that makes the overall point that to fully say that the entire generation is doomed because of Skibbity Toilet and stuff like that is
Skibbity Toilet? What do you mean Skibbity Toilet Riz, dude? Fuck, what are you talking about? How's that gonna ruin the generation, bro? It's alpha as fuck.
bad faith, and kind of harmful to do. Because despite Gen Alpha facing real struggle that does kind of put them in a worse spot than the people before them, we shouldn't be spouting hate towards them, and rather we should be trying to help them.
I'm a little sick, my bad.
That's a very, very abridged version, and if you're curious, I highly recommend that you watch the original video. But the point is, I brought up a viewpoint that hadn't really been expressed yet, and, you know, did really well for it. So you know, Alpha facing real struggle that does kind of put them in a worse spot than the people before them, we shouldn't be spouting hate towards them, and rather
I think we should spout hate towards every generation because it's funny and it's just typical, am I right?
we should be trying to help them. That's a very, very abridged version, and
It sounds like a liberal.
if you're curious, I highly recommend that you watch the original video. But the point is, I brought up a viewpoint that hadn't really
Yeah, man, the brain rot in this generation to speak. What's so funny is I send my wife legitimate brain rot, like scariest stories and all this like other stuff, stupid bullshit. And it makes me laugh so hard to the point where like I almost want to piss my pants, specifically because I'm sharing the stupidest, worthless, oh my god, dumbest, most worthless brain rot to my wife, and it cracks me up. It's just so funny to me because it's so bad, it's so stupid, it's so unintelligent, and like it's funny that I'm sharing this with her because she thinks I'm a fucking idiot.
Been expressed yet, and, you know, did really well for it. So you know what Moon did? 2 weeks after my video released, Moon drops The Dark Reality of Generation Alpha, where Moon talks about Gen Alpha and makes very, very similar points in a very, very similar order as to what I did. And because nuance is a foreign concept on the Moon channel, he completely removed any of the positivity and hope that my video had, while still including some of my talking points that were leading to the positivity and hope.
Interesting. I mean, I guess I can understand why this guy's frustrated. He feels like he came up with like a kind of like a new point, and then this person talked about it without it giving him credit. It seems like that's all this guy really wants. So you can respect that. He just wants like credit. He wants people to know that like it was his original idea and his original work, and that I'd imagine this Moon person didn't actually present it as his. He didn't present it as like, oh yeah, you know, I was watching such and such video and it came up with this cool concept, which is so funny because like if you do that, I don't think it's going to reduce the amount of stuff, like I don't think it's going to reduce the amount of engagement your video gets for him to do that. Scariest stories.
Moon has over 4 full-length videos
I thought my dad was touching my penor, but it was really the creature.
Talking about Gen Alpha, but they're all basically the exact same thing, whining about how kids are doomed and all of the bad evils in the world that are making them doomed, while not providing anything new to the conversation and just spreading fear. He gives no solutions, doesn't try to help. There's truly nothing other than negativity, which is one of the main points against this man. He fearmongers like no one else, only provides one side of the argument, and despite all of that, he treats his word as gospel, literally referring to himself in terms of the Matrix. He has all of this pseudo
see, I was right, dude. I told you, some weird fucking red pill guy that like was selling like another fucking MLM.
Intellectualism, and he doesn't even pronounce the words from 1984 correctly.
Oceania.
And Oceania.
Oceania has... Oceania?
Oceania. Oceania. Not Oceania. I don't know how you can miss this. Are you deaf as well as stupid?
Like, come on. If you're
There's so many different people's voices in this. I'm so fucking confused right now.
You're gonna say everything in the modern world is literally 1984, maybe read the goddamn book and do more than just reference the movie. Moon is also a massive hypocrite, complaining about how short attention span editing and content is making people dumber and less independent thinkers, while
Yeah, I guess so. I would say that the one positive thing, though, is that I do think that people's attention spans are shifting a little bit. And the reason I say that is because the TikTok is like incentivizing longer form content. And when I say long form, I mean long form for TikTok, right? We're not talking about hours long, although they wish that you would watch an hour-long video on TikTok. But it's more like it's, you know, a few minutes, like a couple, like, you know, like 2 minutes. Like you don't get paid for anything under a minute now. So it seems like they are trying to incentivize that, people engaging with it longer and longer. So there's a little bit of hope. Even TikTok, or excuse me, YouTube Shorts has expanded starting the 15th to 3 minutes long, up to 3 minutes long if you want. So it does increase like the amount of different type of content.
While his editing is super overdone, fast-paced, flashy, and his content doesn't encourage independent thought at all, since he represents everything that isn't his argument as false. Moon is truly one of the worst video essay slop channels, but for some reason he dodges a lot of criticism, with the prior mentioned SunnyV2 receiving most of the hate. They both suck, but Moon sucks so much worse. However, the main thing to learn
Damn, this video is fucking personal, boy. God damn.
from Moon is that you truly do not need to have good, insightful content content to capture the masses.
Not very skibbity riz of Moon here, okay?
You need to rile them up emotionally and leave them drooling at the mouth with super visually stimulating editing. If you make
Yeah, I mean, that could really fuck people up. I mean, I like to think that people who come into here, we're just trying to have a bit of fun without taking it too seriously. And I like to think that that's the drawing point to the Papa Gut, you know, the Papa Gut slop. Because, I mean, being riled up all the time is so stressful, especially over dumb bullshit, you know?
Make people scared, they're more likely to stick around. And if you make people angry, they're more likely to stick around as well. And if you get a bunch of scared and angry people and then represent yourself as some sort of modern-day philosopher, that's the perfect concoction for making disgusting amounts of
Did you say cock?
money on this platform. If you couldn't tell, I really don't like this clown, and I want to make a full-length video on it.
I couldn't tell.
Going into all of his manipulation tactics, hypocrisy, and of course, plagiarism. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments, and like this video while you're at it, since I need to make sure people actually really want to see this
Sure, I'll like it. This video's pretty solid so far. It's pretty interesting.
before I risk my own standing as
I'm not gonna lie, it's refreshing to have a video essayist guy not complain about reaction content, which I get why they do, by the way. But you know, although I have had 2 actual content creators pop in here and say hi, Caleb Hammer and Marion, right? So you know, they like me, dude, because I'm a handsome young man.
a creator. Regardless, it should be clear to you now that Slop takes up a lot of different forms here on YouTube. But unlike Moon, I don't want this to just be my perspective. So I reached out to some drama commentary YouTubers to see what they think about the Slop allegations. But before we get into that, there's one more piece of Slop that I really just want to mention.
Okay.
Another form of this Slop content that I've seen a lot is
This guy's an interesting character. He looks like he's ready for Halloween. That's not an insult, by the way. This is a nice, dapper young man. Probably young. I'm fucking old as shit now.
cartoon channels that make these AI-generated kind of recaps of episodes and things that happen in them, and they always use the same type of thumbnail. That being this incredibly bland white background with a character and then some text next to it. I'm so incredibly
I've never seen this before. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Okay.
sick of this, and I see it everywhere. And the worst part is that it works. These videos have a ton of views, and that pains me. It's painful to see this, honestly. And I'm personally
What if it's just dead internet theory and they're just consuming themselves at this point?
someone who is very subject to injury, unfortunately. Which is why I'm actually very happy to have partnered with
I knew it. I could feel it coming. I could feel the cum.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
What's up with Morgan & Morgan doing this? We saw the Mimi video the other day that had a Morgan & Morgan plug in it. That's so interesting.
Here's the thing. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. But people often get very lowballed by insurance companies who don't have their best interest in mind. However, with Morgan & Morgan, there's a chance you'd get millions of dollars from your injury because
Oh, shit. Wait, what the fuck? The video just went private in the middle of the reaction. What the hell? All right, guys. In the middle of watching this, it was taken down. He took it down. He privated it. I thought the video was pretty decent. I don't know why. I think he got folded to the pressure of other commentary channels telling him not to take it down or something. I don't know why, dude. It was a perfectly fine video, you know. So I guess we're gonna watch Shut Logic watch it. So I guess at least I don't have to react as much. No, just kidding. I thought the video was fine. It had some interesting criticisms. I mean, the biggest criticism really seemed to be that they're frustrated that this Moon person didn't really give them any credit for a perspective that they felt was unique, which it may or may not have been. Whatever, dude. I don't know. It was better than a lot of the other bullshit we watch on here. You know what I mean? Got some ridiculous ass stuff. It's one of the things this guy's got to learn as a content creator, man, is you got to just kind of leave your shit up. Also, I personally wouldn't talk to any of the people. Don't talk to people. I don't know. You know, you're opening yourself up to, now that you remove the video after talking to a few people, you become too much of a person. I'm just being real with you. That's why Sunny V2 does so well, because he's not a person. You can criticize him all you want, but you know you're not going to get a reaction out of him. Now people know they can get a reaction out of this guy, and he'll just take his video down. So now he's a fucking prime target. But let's continue.
Ad read, okay.
We're on the Morgan & Morgan ad read, guys. Very important as a reactor to react to the Morgan & Morgan ad read for the primary creator to potentially get that bag.
Okay.
here's the thing. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. But people often get very lowballed by insurance companies who don't have their best interest in mind. However, with Morgan & Morgan,
my favorite part of the video,
there's a chance you'd get millions of dollars from your injury because Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Hell, they've achieved significant verdicts in the last couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car.
That is crazy ad read.
Money off depressed people.
Don't feed me slop and tell me it's not. Slop or not is fine.
Why is it not a crazy ad read? We're just gonna keep going.
Florida, which is 34 times the highest insurance offer.
Sorry, I'm just gonna skip through some of this commentary.
Or 26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer. And 6.8 million in my beautiful home city of New York, which is 25.
Wow, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, this guy took the video down. You took a Morgan & Morgan ad read, you motherfucker. What are you doing? You're going against your bag. Oh, there's no video on the screen. Guys, it's okay. There is a video on the screen. Shut up.
5 times the highest insurance offer. I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. And even if it isn't, Morgan & Morgan will fight for the biggest award possible. If you become the client. Because let's just say, they're the biggest for a reason, right? It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case, and you can do it all online. Oh, and here's my favorite part, right?
Is this legal? Yeah, of course it is. As long as it's all disclosed properly, yeah, there's no problem.
Okay. Why wouldn't it be legal? What?
See, there's a button.
Okay.
0 upfront costs. Essentially, they'll only get paid if you get paid. You can click the link in the description and go to www.forthepeople.com/Raymundo. And a massive thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video.
Ooh.
Now listen, look, guys, I know people are going to try and draw some sort of hypocrisy. I don't really care about the advert. That's
I mean, there's no hypocrisy there. The guy even says in his video, like, get your bag. He's more, so what is where would the hypocrisy even be?
not a problem to me. Taking an ad and running an ad is fine on your video. It's whatever to me. I don't really think there's any hypocrisy or any issue with doing that.
Yeah, I don't know who would. I don't understand.
I guess the question would be is, like, was it an ad read or was he giving his genuine perspective when he said it pained him? Because if it's an ad read, I thought that was a genuine perspective that he was giving. But it kind of blended too much with the advert. So I'm like, well, does he actually feel pained by it or was it just for the ad read?
Okay.
So I'm here with the one and only Sensitive Society to get his opinion on everything that's being talked about.
Hi, thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
What is it like to make drama commentary? What is the creative process and the research and all those sort of things?
Truth be told, to get a little backstory, the reason why I have a channel in the first place is because I really like the idea of just a random...
Now, I've got to be honest with you. I don't actually know about Sensitive Society and their background, but I vaguely remember them getting like some detail of a story wrong somewhere. I can't recall exactly, but I just, hopefully this is an opportunity for him to maybe ask about that and find out a bit about what goes wrong in the process to get information wrong. Hopefully we're going to see that.
I mean, it's breaking news content. They just put out everything like as soon as possible. That's why they're going to get stuff wrong naturally. Thank you for the 4-month small gut from Lukey, Chud, and Papa at La Quinta Inn. 4K. La Quinta? Oh my god. Wait, this fucking group sucks, dude. It's the follower dungeon group. Come on, man.
Some guy saying whatever's on his mind. I'm just an everyday guy who sees something and he's interested in the topic, whatever it is, whether it's something serious or
this is a little cringe,
goofy, like we're seeing with KSI and Lunchley, and everyone treating it like it's World War III, and I think it's hilarious. It's not that serious.
No, it really is that deep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm wondering also, what is the research process like for these videos?
Whatever situation's going down, whether I see it on Twitter, Reddit,
that's
whatever,
research.
then I start looking
Twitter. Yes, the best research you could possibly do.
into where it's coming from, and
I mean, a lot of these things don't require much research, right? I mean, MrBeast, KSI, also what the fuck? It's just fucking literal slop. And hey, by the way, do it up, baby.
trying to make sure I have the story as accurate as possible. If it's something on Twitter, I just don't read the headline and I grab my microphone and get to it.
Right.
Like I try to look into it, look for other tweets, similar tweets, and then Google that, and then
Okay. This sounds like a fair, I'm not expecting it to be hardline, fucking, crazy combative interview, but like, it just feels that the tone is like quite pleasant.
Yeah, I don't see the problem. Why is that a problem?
In this. And I'm like, well, I thought you had a big problem with this stuff, and this is one of the people.
It doesn't really seem like he has a... Why, dude, I don't understand why these follower dungeon things suck so much dick. Holy fuck, this is so cringe. Why would they have a huge problem? He doesn't seem to hate these people. He seems to find some of it cringe, but it doesn't necessarily have a huge issue with it. I mean, he thinks that it's internet slop. It is. I don't understand. And now he's like, hey, can you give me the perspective of your internet slop? That's pretty much... I don't know. It doesn't seem like his video in and of itself isn't super combative. I don't think he has to have this, like, super angry energy at these people.
People that you're claiming is part of the problem. So surely this is an opportunity to really ask him the hardball questions to get to the bottom of what he's doing.
I guess. I don't know. I don't really see this guy as, like, insinuating that these are the worst people of the worst. Like, he doesn't seem to be sensationalizing. I mean, he even said in his video, get that bag, I guess. It seems more of like, hey, I don't really like this content. It's kind of slop, and I don't think it's good, but it is what it is. It doesn't really seem like this super aggressive, I hate you.
goes right about it, just trying to cover everything, and there's always two sides to a story.
How do you feel about the slop label? Does it hurt your feelings, or are you just kind of like, it's a job, or I don't know, what's your input?
It really doesn't hurt my feelings, to be honest. And I do think, I don't want to sound like a nerd emoji here, and be like, technically, guys, but I do think there's definitely some channels out there that are like the definition of flop, and I know that's rich coming from me, but I think there's a difference, and between, I guess, channels like Pyro, or me, or Critical, or, whoever else, and then there's like an other subgenre of channels that is no different than the brain rot channels that
there's just a lot of sound going on right now.
Talk about
how much. I feel like this guy has missed the biggest problem with this kind of content, and that's that people get information factually wrong. Or
sure, that's a pretty big problem. Well, yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about Sensitive Society, so I don't really know if he does that. But like, sure, it's he mentioned that in his video about how these people like are just trying to produce content as quickly as possible.
Or they produce stuff in a certain way to fit a popular narrative, like Nicholas Diorio pointed out.
Sure.
And it's like, that should be the topic here, right? Like, surely that should be the focus of this sort of stuff, is
I guess.
errors. because it's like, who fucking cares about pumping out 10 videos about MrBeast, right? It's about the issues.
Well, I mean, the pumping out of 10 videos about MrBeast is kind of what leads to this type of shit too, because it leads to a sensationalized narrative when you can constantly pop it out and just like go along with whatever the public perspective is.
To come with that, or dishonestly presenting something. I mean, I don't know enough about sensitive society to really say one way or another, but I would have thought in preparation for talking to him, you may look up some of his controversies or something and put them to him, because
are there a ton of I'm just curious why there's like this insinuation that there are a ton of controversies about sensitive society. Like, is there like a ton of stuff going on where sensitive society is like consistently bad, or are you just making the assertion that he has done a lot of bad? I'm not really understanding the criticism here a little bit. Maybe it's just me.
Because that's how you would then, get into the root of the issue with the Slop content.
Okay.
Time does it generally?
Anyway, and there's like other subgenre of channels that is no different than the brain rot channels that they talk about.
How much time does it generally take to make a sensitive society video?
So nowadays, because they're longer and I don't upload every day, it takes a little longer from start to finish, probably like 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's once I have the topic locked down, because I'm usually looking for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So once I have the topic locked down, then from start to finish, it probably.
Yeah, well, content's dry right now, so I imagine it's just like a lot of a lot of looking. I'll say that. There's not a whole lot going on.
Like, yeah, between 2 to 3 hours.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, I think that's all my questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, appreciate.
What was that?
It didn't really seem that bad. Why is Child Logic so upset with this guy? I don't understand.
YouTube is a Slop problem.
Okay.
Dude, this is like making a video. This is like making a video about the problems of the fucking military-industrial complex. Getting the CEO of Lockheed Martin on the call and being like, "Oh, tell me about your day-to-day. How long does it take you in your average day to do this and do that?" Bro,
I don't think it's that deep, brother. I don't know.
this is the guy. This is the guy that is the fucking architect of your pain. And you're not even asking him anything meaningful.
Is sensitive society like that much of a prolific Slop content creator? I don't understand. All right.
Pushed hard against this misinfo. The damn irony.
Thank you. Oh, so yeah, I don't want to speak on it too much. I've not seen all the ins and outs of it. But yeah, so people in chat are saying sensitive society got the sniper wolf story wrong, but ended up taking the video down, which is a good way.
I mean, how long ago was that? Like, how long ago did the sniper wolf shit even matter? Like 6 months or a year ago? I don't know. It seems to be kind of weird to harp on something that happened so long ago.
Resolving that issue.
Appreciate you, dude.
So, I now have the pleasure to talk to the one and only Cheeto. Welcome.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
What is the creative process for kind of putting together one of your videos, and what's kind of the timeline of the creation of it?
Yeah, so what I used to do, and I try not to do this anymore, is I'll try to balance something that I am interested in talking about with something that people are interested in hearing about.
So bear in mind, there was a big drama that happened with the Cheeto getting information wrong about Sniper Wolf and him being like resistant to addressing it and changing it.
Oh, like 2 years ago? How long ago?
So hopefully we're going to hear that go up.
Balance something that I
feel like I don't know, man. I mean, how I don't. Why would you hear that?
I'm interested in talking about with something that people are interested in hearing about. Whereas maybe 2 years ago, it was more so just like, all right, what do people want to hear about? And I'll just make the video knowing that even if I don't really care about what I'm saying or what I'm talking about, that at least some people will.
Right.
And now I try to balance something that I find interesting and can talk about extemporaneously with something that I think people will genuinely be interested in, right? Because I could talk for hours about like YouTube itself, like the internal workings of it, because that's something that I'm super interested in. But no one wants to hear that, right? They're more interested in like, did Dream poop today or something like that, right? Like whatever the fucking flavor of the day drama Slop is, right? But at the same time, right, I don't really want to talk about the Dream pooping stuff anymore. I want to talk about like stuff I actually find interesting.
Right.
And just finding that balance, So that's sort of like my creative process, right?
So you've incentivized more so what you actually want to put out rather than just only what audiences want to see, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good idea to put out some stuff that you like. Even if the video doesn't perform well, it's like an experimentation process. It keeps you a little bit fresh. I agree with that.
I also want to ask, too, how do you feel about the label?
Bro, what? Who cares what a Cheeto thinks about getting called Slop? What about the fucking time he didn't address or take down or correct, or didn't want to at least?
I truly don't understand this criticism. And maybe this is just me because I'm somebody who's been in controversy before. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't know a Cheeto or sensitive society. I can't imagine that they're making mistakes so consistently that it has to follow their career around for the entirety of the universe. Like, it would be super annoying if people just constantly ask me about like why I got banned on TikTok, and every time I moved and tried to breathe, it was like constantly like, oh, what about this? It's like, I don't know, man. It happened like 3 fucking years ago. I don't care. Like, shit happens. I don't think that you necessarily need to address every single aspect of every controversy. Sometimes you could just be like, all right, that probably wasn't great, and you could just like move on and do better. I don't think that it hurts the credibility of this video to not ask about. I mean, how long ago was Sniper Wolf? Was that like over a year ago? Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's that important. To me, I don't know. I don't think it's like getting this guy in a gotcha moment.
The Sniper Wolf stuff. People are mentioning other stuff I'm not familiar with, apparently. But it's like, yeah, like this would be the time. This is the issue with this stuff, is the misinformation. But
sometimes, sure.
We've got this kind of like giggling softball interview.
I don't know. I think it's fine, but okay.
Wow, now I get to understand what Cheeto thinks about getting called slop.
Slop that is
All
often
right.
thrown around. Do you feel it's an accurate descriptor, or do you think it kind of, you know, isn't exactly that?
Well, when people say it, I think a lot of people don't like they don't mean it to.
It's just so funny that this guy is going at like lyrics for slop, but lyrics did a far better job of you know, trying to take a Cheeto to task for his errors and mistakes that he made. But yeah, somehow I don't know. It just seems so. It's such a wasted opportunity that you have.
I'm not. Was there a separate instance, or was this the same instance of him going after a Cheeto? Because this video didn't seem particularly massively critical about, lyrics.
These people
is this because they're like friendly, so he feels a little like his friend got called out a little bit?
Who are the exact targets of your criticisms, but you don't actually.
Or they might have had a conversation yesterday. Okay, the timeline of this, I think they had a conversation the day before.
Meaningful questions, and you just go, "Oh yeah, what do you think about getting called slop?" Oh, okay, great.
Oh, the sniper situation that Cheeto put out was like 2 months ago. What happened in that situation? Okay, I guess it's more relevant. I don't know. I didn't realize there was more Sniper Wolf stuff.
It's just like fucking what a wasted opportunity.
To be rude or anything. Yeah. And so I never take it.
So they really did bully this random ass creator just taking a video down. It kind of seems like that. I mean, not for nothing, but like, you know, we can only go so far with blaming other people when somebody takes a video down. You kind of have to nut up and like, you know, leave your shit up and stop being a pussy. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you did this. Like this other guy, whatever the fuck his name is. Dingleberry, whatever, the guy that made the original video. I mean, he's an adult. He could have left his video up, and he decided to take it down instead. He could have just not done that.
It is like personal. Like I never care if someone's like, oh, that's slop. Like who gives a f, right? Do I think it's accurate? I think it depends, because I think every channel is different. But you know, overall, like there are things that I think that there's a list with boxes that you check, and the more boxes you check, the more I guess slop you can be considered. I think as time's passed, I've unchecked some of those boxes. Like I've sort of made the goal to shift away from gameplay, which I think a lot of people use because it's easy. They can like basically maximize the time between when the headline drops and when their video comes out by using gameplay. Yeah. And I've tried to basically not have that pressure of like I have to be the first to a topic. Like I can sort of talk about things that are older or newer depending if I want to.
I mean, that's a nice idea. It sounds like he's done less of like what I just call breaking news kind of content. That's cool.
So I like try to do face cam and stuff now. But I mean,
bro, do you know what a great example is to push back against this? The Sniper Wolf thing.
Okay.
That would be a great thing to put to him. To you know, at least question him a bit. You don't have to make it super combative and be a dickhead about it, but you could at least present that as something that goes against what he's presenting to you here. But it's just nothing's happening. I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, maybe that Sniper Wolf situation was one of the reasons why he shifted his perspective on trying to pump out content as quickly as possible. I mean, I don't know. It would be nice to ask him about it, but that would be a potential motivator now.
Overall, am I like still a slop channel? Do I still talk about things that are menial and, you know, useless? And are my videos like essays that are well edited and well thought out? I don't have a script, you know, a lot of it's just off the dome. So yeah, I guess it's fairly accurate. I'd say it's like 70% accurate for my channel.
Gotcha.
Then obviously for some it's like 80, 90%. For some it's like 50, 40%. But yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't defend it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's not out here hurting your feelings and stuff like that.
Not one bit. No, I don't give a.
Oh, yeah. I'm super concerned about what Cheeto's feelings are. Well done for really drilling that point home.
Okay.
Why even include this? This is like worthless. This is totally worthless material.
Okay.
If you're not even going to ask any contradictory or pressing questions to someone.
Damn. Really hyped up, brother.
Good.
People still like it. I mean, like I think the best comparison I've ever heard, and I don't know who made this, but this was actually said about like React content, like Asmongold sort of stuff. Yeah. But I think it's still.
Hey, don't criticize my king, dude. Don't criticize my smelly king. I'm just kidding.
Sort of
I do React content.
Applies to like commentary and whatever. Is that it's sort of fast food content, you know, and there's a market for that, like in the restaurant world.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. That's totally fair.
Regardless of my personal view.
I mean, you could have a conversation about fair use. I think it falls within fair use. We haven't really fleshed the line completely out when it comes to people reacting to full content. I do think that part of it is the atmosphere of YouTube, and since YouTube does allow it in their atmosphere, I do think that that's kind of a like, hey, it's all free game here type of a thing. I mean, TikTok has duetting where you can literally just put your face next to somebody else's and just like do nothing of any real transformative nature, but it's a feature inside of TikTok. So even if it wasn't fair use, it seems like it's still supported on their platform. So I think that would bypass fair use to some extent. That's like the buy-in with making content there. And I think to some extent that's how it is on YouTube a little bit. I could be wrong. Like you could disagree with that. That's fine. But I think it's something to consider. But like, yeah, this is a fair point, I think.
On what I think the interview should be based on my view on what the problem with Slop is. Put it to one side. He's made this entire video talking about how fucking Slop's a problem. And he's not saying anything to these guys.
I think it doesn't I don't know. It doesn't seem like this guy is super riled up about it. It seems like most of his criticism is with that Moon guy. But it doesn't seem like he's so violently angry and like worked up that he hates these people. It's like if I said like the problem with what's something I don't like. The problem with Italians. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Let's say what is something I don't like, dude? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm trying to figure out something that like I don't really like, but it's okay. The problem with carrots. You know, there we go. I'm not a huge fan of carrots. They're like okay, and I made that, and in the video I'm like, yeah, you know, carrots. I'm not a particular fan of them, and that's pretty much it. But I don't hate them. I feel like that's this guy's perspective on Slop videos. It doesn't seem like he's just like so violently angry at like these people that produce this content that he hates them. It's more of like, hey, I don't really get it. I don't really like it. But like, but you're still a person. This seems consistent. Thank you for the $2. Oh, excuse me, the $1, Brady. I appreciate that. I had to clarify. Only $1. I'm just kidding. I love you. Thank you so much for the $1, brother.
So these are people who I think, you know, very much. What was the
problem
he gave
with
earlier?
Carrots?
He gave like a description, and both these channels fit it to a T. And he's not saying anything to them of any meaningful. He's just checking if their feelings are hurt about this term slop.
I guess.
I personally,
I feel like it'll be proud of the slop, man.
He wouldn't have included these. I'd have done the interviews and gone, oh, okay, I was way too soft on them. I probably won't include them.
I don't think you have to be aggressive on everybody.
Or include them and go, oh, yeah, I fucked up here, guys. I don't know. Why include them when you're not even saying anything to them of any importance?
Of cuisine. There are places you'll go to on a nice night to get dressed up for your anniversary for, like Michelin food. And then there's 3 a.m. food when you're fucking stoned that you can get on DoorDash. And it's like, you know, they all serve a purpose. It's hard to compare.
Fast food's so expensive now too, man. It's crazy. Might as well just go get fucking Chili's or something, you know?
They're one to another because they serve different purposes. Yeah. And the best way I can put this is like, there's certain YouTube videos that you're doing a disservice to by watching them on your phone. Like you should be watching them on your television. Yeah. My videos are not like that at all. They're meant to be watched when you're like on the bus ride home from school on your phone and there's an argument in the background, but you use headphones to drown it out, right? Like it's not high quality, you know, and I don't care.
That's fair. Thank you for the $2. Thank you, Brady, for the $2. Papa God, thank you for the slop. This is my allowance. Thank you, man. I appreciate the $2.98. I do. Thank you so much, brother. I love you.
Fair, but it's like I certainly wouldn't get offended by it. You know, I know what my role is in the YouTube ecosystem.
So also,
I mean, that's fair. I mean, he's like, hey, this is the kind of content I produce. It's not like particularly high effort or energy. It's kind of like it's just for people to look at when they're jorking it or something. I think that's fine. It's self-aware. There's really nothing wrong with being that self-aware.
Beyond the other points I've made, a cheater was here saying, yeah, it's slop, but that's the YouTube ecosystem.
Okay, yeah.
And, okay, well, that should be your point to go, well, no, actually, I think it's a problem because... And then lay that out.
I don't think he's that riled up about it, so...
But he's not. He's just accepting everything he's saying without question.
Of the Lich King.
I thought the whole point was this is a problem, and he's saying to you, "Oh yeah, the stuff that's a problem is fine actually," and you're not saying anything in response.
And I think other people should as well. You know,
that's interesting. I like that you know your niche, right? That's a good perspective to have.
There's some YouTube videos meant to be watched on your television with a question mark. Yeah, I think he means like higher effort, higher energy content. Watching that, like almost like a TV show-esque type of a thing. You know, I think the point is something to like really intently watch and like engage with in a meaningful way. Whereas a Cheeto's like, yeah, you can kind of just throw mine on when there's a lot of distractions going on, and it doesn't really affect your viewership experience. I think that's the point he's making.
Great, awesome, thank you so much, man. I think that's.
Wait, what? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that was fine, man.
Where's your argument about, dude? You're saying something is a problem. This guy's saying that thing that you think is a problem. I think it's totally fine, actually. And you're going, yeah, well, thanks for that. Where's the argument? Where's the debate? Where's the contention?
I think Judd Logic really likes. He just wants the tea. I think he's a sassy guy, and me too, by the way. But now he's not getting the tea. He's not getting the sass, and so it's upsetting him.
There should be contention here. There should be contention between the two of you, regardless of whether or not you bring up the Sniper Wolf stuff.
I guess.
There should be contention because you were saying something is a problem. A cheater was here openly saying it's not a problem.
Okay.
So where is it? There is none. You've just gone, yeah, cool. See ya.
That's all my questions. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
of course.
One of the main things that inspired me to make this video in the first place was the treatment of the recently discovered predator, Smart Schoolboy 9. For those who
that shit was wild, bro. I watched that. That was fucking insane shit.
aren't aware, there was a Reddit thread discussing an odd ring of Instagram accounts that all seem to be owned by the same man. These accounts posted really odd imagery of seemingly AI-generated children in some oddly compromising positions. Most of the posts had this incredibly weird and creepy style, which led people to believe that it was some sort of internet horror ARG. But unfortunately, this is not the case. This individual was soon found, with his actions and posts clearly being that of his fetish, including lots of schoolboy imagery.
Yeah, dude was a wild, wacky, inflatable arm flailing tube man. You know?
If he's actually fair, I'll call in. I'm just not familiar with the call-ins are like. Chat, am I fair? Am I fair? Answer that.
Alongside go-go boots of all things.
You're a little riled up, but it is what it is, you know?
This man's actions became more and more disturbing as people learned that he's actually tried to reach out to children and spends time.
Listen, I'm happy to talk to you. I'll be tremendously fair. You know, obviously, you know,
I don't think I'm interested in watching that. I don't think I'm interested in watching the conversation, honestly. I think I've already gotten enough of this.
Saying on my takes. If you disagree with anything, we can talk about that. I can tell you what I think my personal issues with the video are. And yeah, it can be chill. Be antagonistic at times, maybe. Could be a bit aggressive. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I feel like that's part of like the I think that's like part of this type of content, like this. You know, I know that I tried Logic's in like the little debate sphere kind of a thing, and like, you know, to me, it's I don't know.
Promise you, underneath all of that,
I'm curious as to why this guy is like so interested in what these channels are saying. I mean, like realistically speaking, myself and Chudlogic are smaller channels. Like we don't, like we realistically we don't fucking matter at all. I'm wondering why he's taking criticism so harshly from smaller creators, even if it's like, here's the thing, even if it's reasonable criticism, which some of it doesn't necessarily seem to be, but like I don't know, it's not really, I don't, as a creator, I feel like it's not really worth being super receptive to criticism all the time. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you need to just kind of sit with it, let it happen, and then sit on it for a little bit, and then maybe just move forward. Like there's criticism that you need to react to or respond to, and then there's criticism that you don't need to respond to. And like you're almost hurting yourself by responding to it, because you're letting people know that you will respond if they do something, they talk about you, which can be a negative sometimes. And I feel like this is criticism that's more of like, okay, let me listen to it and like sit on it and not really engage with it, and let me feel it out and think about it. It's not like super big. And I feel like he's just opening himself up to like being criticized more in the future and like being susceptible. Like now people are going to know that he's susceptible. Like if you say something about him, he'll talk to you very meaningfully. And like he'll respond in kind, so people now know that they can kind of bully this guy a little bit into changing his perspective or potentially taking a video down.
I will be fair.
I'm around playgrounds. There's much more to this story, but that's just kind of the main parts of it. No one would really know about this if not for YouTuber Nick Crowley's video on the matter, which did incredibly well. Usually when someone in this internet horror niche does really well, others within the niche will try to make videos on the same topic.
True.
But this time, Nick's video reached the niche, and the story was picked up by more and more people, and eventually the commentary community got a hold of it and started making videos on the topic. Now,
yeah, I reacted to one. Am I in there?
Before I continue, I just want to others within the niche will try to make videos on the same topic. But this time, Nick's video reached the niche, and the story was picked up by more and more people. Eventually, the commentary community got a hold of it and started making videos on the topic. Now, before I continue, I just want to make my point clear, since this is going to be following my opinion. When it comes to a predator like Smart Schoolboy 9, I don't think it's particularly a good idea for people to talk about him so willy-nilly, like he's just some other—
Oh my god, bro.
I want to hear why. I don't think it necessarily matters. I remember somebody came into my stream while I was playing God of War Valhalla yesterday. Trying to beat that too, so I can move on to Kingdom Hearts. Been enjoying playing video games. It's fun. I haven't enjoyed playing video games in like a long time, so it's been pretty interesting. Anyway, and they asked me what I thought about like all the Jeffrey Dahmer documentaries, and I was like, you know, obviously it does sensationalize some of the things that they do, and it romanticizes some of them, especially for women, because they're fucking crazy and thinks they can fix everybody. But at the end of the day, it just is what it is. I don't think it's really that deep. I guess I kind of feel the same way about the schoolboy stuff. I mean, like, what would be the negative outcome of being like, hey, this guy's a fucking weirdo, you know?
Dude, it's like the most...
I think your best argument is that it rots people's brains and normalizes them to, like, despicable behavior too much, I guess. But again, I don't think it's necessarily that deep.
Insane, most absurdly hilarious shit you've ever seen in your life, okay? Some fucking guy's petted his face white as a schoolboy and is going... Blah, 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 and it's like, don't laugh at that. That's not funny. This is a predator.
My whole thing is, like, you see this little thing down here? Like, this AI depiction of a kid? Who jerks off to that? Like, I'm not into kids, but if I was, like, I'm not going to sit here and watch some fucking horrible, ugly AI depiction, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying, dude? I'll just say, like, hey, Vosh, like, what do you like to look at? And I'll start jorking it. And when I say it, I mean my penis. My peanuts. Because, like, what the hell is this thing, dude? All right, it looks like somebody did clip art of that. Like, I don't really understand. It's like a newspaper clipping. They decided to like try to create a kid out of newspaper clippings. It doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's like back in the day where I was thinking about this the other day, like when there was no, you know, porn, people would did they used to like walk around in the streets and start jerking off to like statues of like you know, gods and stuff? Like, what else could you really look at? So, I don't know.
Bro, I'm not made of stone, dude. This guy's fucking crazy. What am I supposed to fucking do? Just sit there and just solemnly nod along and go, yeah, this is really bad, guys. Yeah, people know pedophiles are bad, okay? I'm gonna have a little laugh at the weird pedo, nonetheless.
I think it's particularly a good idea for people to talk about him so willy-nilly, like he's just some other piece of internet drama. To me, this kind of normalizes the topic and makes it far less serious. Something that tends to happen a lot when an internet
I don't know if I agree with that.
celebrity gets exposed to.
Bro, if you want to have it as a serious topic, you dude, it's difficult because the Crowley video was quite serious, but the material was so funny regardless. And it's like, I don't know how you do it more seriously, I guess. Well, I think if you were serious about it, you wouldn't make a video and you just contact the police, wouldn't you? I mean, that's all you can really do if you think it's that serious.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. But I don't know. I think it's like a morbid curiosity. It's like pimple popping, you know?
But yeah.
Doing horrible things regarding children is an influx of memes that are made making fun of these people. One of the biggest examples being EDP445, a YouTuber who was trying to meet up with a young fan who in reality was predator hunters in disguise.
Well, he thought it was a young fan, okay? All right? And that wasn't the first time. There was like a bunch of other times, too. This guy's a fucking creep.
When busted, EDP claimed that he was coming to pick up a cupcake that the girl offered. Given the hilarity of his statement, EDP and his actions became a meme, with picking up a cupcake kind of becoming slang for trying to meet with minors. From there, he was made fun of throughout the entire internet, with him still being referenced to this day. Similar things have happened recently with creators like Dr. Disrespect and Ava Chris Tyson. There were so many memes making fun of these people and their actions.
I mean, let's just be clear. EDP is the worst of all three of them. Like, EDP was trying to meet up with, like, what he thought was a 13-year-old. And the conversation we saw was, like, legitimate grooming language. I'm not saying Ava Chris Tyson and Dr. Disrespect aren't bad, but like the allegations are nowhere near the same thing. You know, let's just be clear. From what I saw with Ava Chris, it didn't seem like they were trying to like sexually groom kids. It seemed more like they were engaging in a lot of like extraordinarily edgy humor that was very inappropriate and is indicative of somebody who shouldn't be a content creator. But EDP wanted to fuck a child, so very explicitly was mad up to try to do that. So,
which felt more fitting because a lot of these people are
okay. I mean, this is just hang on a sec. This came up during the Bud Dwyer thing. Someone sent me something I haven't read yet, to be honest, so I don't know what the study says. But there's an aspect of ourselves where we just laugh at horrible things. It's like gallows humor, black comedy. You know, something that's gross, grotesque, and horrible normally.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of black comedy, to be honest with you. I'm just not a big fan of that. You know, do you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding.
You look to find
I'm kidding,
and
dude.
that's just a style of humor and a style of comedy that exists.
Sure, yeah, dark humor.
So I just don't really see the problem with making jokes and memes about this. And I think that pedophilia, child abuse, and child molestation, I feel is an egregious enough thing that we all know that it's bad, even if we look and see jokes and memes about it, you know? And
yeah, I don't see a huge issue in like memeing around about it, personally. I mean, I guess it kind of maybe normalizes it, but I don't think that like EDP's been able to come back because of that, although he has his own account, but I don't think it really had anything to do with that. I think it's more of just like people like edgy humor. I like edgy humor. It's fine. As long as they're not using that edgy humor to dog whistle that like what EDP did was okay, I don't think it matters.
And as much as people are hand-wringing about this smart schoolboy 9 person, if you're that bothered, your best bet is to contact the police and let them make them aware. But from what I can see, the guy's just a total deranged freak. And from reading some...
Yeah, probably molested as a kid too. It's fucking interesting, weird shit.
Some other aspects of it, apparently he's like known around the local town as this weirdo that does this shit.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. I don't think that child safety is being put at risk because we're laughing about Smart Schoolboy 9. I think in the local area.
Yeah, he's also not very smart, you know. And honestly, I'm starting to think he's not actually a schoolboy either, but that's just my opinion.
People are aware of him. There's a level of caution around it, even though he's never apparently broken the law to be arrested or put in prison. But I don't think we need to worry about child safety, and I think we can quite comfortably have a laugh online about it if we want to, without that being a concern.
Already internet celebrities and will actually see the memes that are making fun of them. However, it's a very different scenario to the Smart Schoolboy 9 thing. It's undeniable that his appearance
what the fuck
is strange and unique, and to some maybe comedic, and to others maybe very off-putting. I also can't deny that some of the things that he's said and done can be kind of funny because of the absurdity of it all. But that doesn't mean it's okay to make light of it, in my opinion. I really feel as though we should take things.
Okay, that's one.
That's a little pro-clutching.
So something could be
make money off the press.
No, I will make fun of it because I want to. Get fucked. Don't care. Literally couldn't care less.
Oh, I should just go right into
Thank you for the super chats. It's this weird effort to try and like control what other people find funny or what humor they want to derive from things.
Maybe. I don't know if I see like a control aspect. This guy seems to be very passive and timid. You know, he seems to just be a little bit of a pro-clutcher. It makes sense as to why he will pull the video down, though, because as we get deeper into this video, he gets more and more sensitive to kind of stupid bullshit, so...
Yeah, it's funny, and I will laugh at it, and I will tell jokes and memes.
Thank you for the $5 from Too Fast For You. I appreciate that, brother. What were you trying to say in that message that you want me to read out?
About it with my audience.
Should creators call out when people start going to find people like starts? I don't know what that means. I'm not really sure what your question is. Should they call them out?
It's funny. End of discussion. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. You're free to click off. But I just don't think there's any... Like, it feels like this guy has got a personal...
Little gay boy, 45.
Little gay boy, a problem to be solved.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, you just don't like it. That's fine.
That might be true. Sure.
You know,
I might be able to agree with that.
But I mean, just don't consume the content that does that sort of thing then. Go and watch your fucking Mama Maxes and the people that say pedophiles are bad 20 times.
Things like this seriously.
Are they?
Because not doing that ultimately feels dangerous.
I forgot the message. I love you, Papa Smut. Oh, Poo Poo Smut. That's what he said. All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
However, if you...
Okay, it may feel dangerous, but is it actually dangerous? Lots of things feel dangerous. What evidence... Like, if you say you don't like it, that's fine. That's your opinion. Saying that it feels dangerous is also an opinion.
Sure.
But it comes across like he's trying to.
I mean, I think it's more of like, can you substantiate that opinion? Like, what can you give us like reasonable arguments to substantiate that opinion?
Create an issue off the basis of his feelings.
You got soft hands,
like,
brother.
I need to see if you could show me 20 kids are raped every time you laugh at a pedophile. Well, yeah, then I'd stop fucking laughing at pedophiles because there's the link. But I don't think there is a link, and I think one is being created out of feelings rather than being substantively there.
Sure.
I don't know, dude. It just where's the proof that having a laugh about this stuff? This feels like fucking outrage at Brass Eye pedophile special all over again. Fucking grandmother sat at home calling up Ofcom complaining that Brass Eye mocked pedophiles in a special.
Thank you for the $2 from international failure. Papa, can you shout out the Mets? No, the Mets are fucking terrible, and I don't even like sports, and I know that they're bad. So
most complain about 2,000 complaints I think I received.
Oh, you gotta be fucking.
Show me how many kids got raped because of Brass Eye, okay?
You can tell by means of so many people talking about this individual, so many memes have been made regarding this man. People have made videos of him in Minecraft. People have made videos of him kidnapping kids in Roblox. And hell, people are cosplaying this guy. This spreads him and his image further and
that's crazy. I've never seen any of these, so I feel like this is probably not as prevalent as people think, but
further until now, he's become almost just another piece of internet brain rot. It's especially bad when it's someone
Dude, you understand as well that in like the local area, he is a known person. He is known as like a weirdo. Right? And it goes around.
I mean, that's happened. That's been like that for a long time. You had that weird guy in your neighborhood that just was like a fucking creep, and all the parents were like, you should probably stay away from that guy. That's just how it used to be. No, that's not a good thing. I was always protected though from the creepy guy that lived by us because I was a fat, ugly kid, so nobody was gonna try to molest me. So win-win, am I right, guys? I got to eat whatever I wanted, and nobody wanted to molest me. I'm not crying. Cough. Fuck, sorry.
The people spot him. I mean, he's hard to fucking miss, for starters, okay? But I don't think some people far away, particularly in America, cosplaying as this guy, is going to create any sort of meaningful risk that people are going to get hurt because of this. I don't think a local child is going to be in the park and this guy comes up and the kid is like, ooh.
I think that luckily this guy is so fucking weird looking that like kids are going to look at that guy and go, I think I'm going to stay away from you, bud. Even the stupidest of children will be able to outwit Smart Schoolboy 9.
He's cosplaying as Smart Schoolboy 9. Little does he know it is Smart Schoolboy 9. He's about to get raped.
Preys on children. Because now we see children go out of their way to hunt this man down and find him, which I don't think I even need to.
That's a reasonable argument. If he could show, or if there is actual instances of kids trying to go out of their way to find Smart Schoolboy 9, that part could be dangerous. Personally, I don't know if I believe that there are, an entire an army of children trying to locate this guy. I'm not sure I believe that. So, but that would be your only reasonable argument if you could show that there was like so many kids really trying to find this guy and like they were getting harmed and molested and blah 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 blah.
To try to explain why that's a bad thing. As I write this, Smart Schoolboy 9's image has spread more and more, and the genuine sins of his actions have become watered down and made into a joke.
Okay, the sins of his actions.
Sins of his actions, baby.
Look, guys. Okay, I'm not saying that Smart Schoolboy 9 should be trusted in any way, but like, what actions is he? What actual criminal acts or acts of child endangerment is he substantively engaged in? I think there was like a case that was dealt with years ago. There was in that video that we watched about it. There was some case where he was on the hook for stalking a girl or something, and I think he got let off on mental illness.
Oh, well, that's scary.
So that's more failing of the legal system.
A girl?
Else. That happened way before he was like a figure and he was getting mocked and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, if you do it once, you might do it again, right? But thank you for the $5 from Angel. Hey, Papa, have you ever heard of the DC superhero Beast Boy? He can transform to any animal, like a hawk to a gorilla. Incredible. Wow, that's really interesting. I believe that actually, canonically, Beast Boy can take on any form that he wishes to possess, but it's a mental block that he has on himself, or else he would become too powerful. So, maybe you should brush up on your lore a little bit there. I also believe that in the current comics, canonically, he's connected to the Red, which is like it's kind of the fleshy, humanistic animal representation, I guess, of the world, where there's the green that's like plants, and then there's the rot that is death. All necessary parts of the cycle, linked to Swamp Thing, of course, and Anton Arcane. But let's not get into that, okay?
But yeah, I don't know if there's,
little gay boy 45, little gay boy 45, little gay boy. He might consider what though? He seems like the kind of guy that might molest children. Just saying.
What it is, which is a fucking weirdo online that engages in like inappropriate behavior and stuff like that.
Tons of YouTubers who never cover this sort of thing making a bunch of videos on it, since they do well. Another example of this that's not fully related to YouTube Slop is the insane amounts of jokes coming from young children regarding Diddy parties. Like the fact that
the fucking Diddy party shit's crazy.
Such an evil and horrifying person has become within the same ranks as John.
Guys, I'm gonna guys.
John Pork.
I'll speak to Raimundo, but I'll do the courtesy of finishing the video first, so we can see all the arguments that are made.
Yeah, it seems like the last third of the video is a little pearl clutchy. It's probably the worst parts of the video.
Org and Kaizenat is disturbing to me on a deep level, coming from young children regarding Diddy parties. Like, the fact that such an...
Wasn't he editing children's faces over nude images and posting it? That should be illegal. Was he doing that, or was he using like weird AI? I'm not sure. He might have been. I don't know.
Evil and horrifying person has become within the same lens as John Pork and Kaizenat is disturbing to me on a deep level.
Okay, so basically, anyone that's done something bad or controversial, then by this logic, we can't make jokes about. Hitler jokes, gone. Mao jokes, gone. Epstein jokes, gone. Like, by this logic, someone's done something really terrible, we shouldn't joke about them.
Yeah, I think that's his point. I'm not agreeing with his point at all. I'm just saying I think that is his point. I don't think that that's like catching him in something. I think he thinks that. He's just very, I think his person's very sensitive.
I mean, at this stage as well, how...
Sensitive Schoolboy 9, am I right, guys?
Like, bro, P. Diddy's on federal charges. He is being held on remand at a federal prison, I believe, right? Because he's not being granted bail.
I really think that they should free Diddy, honestly, because like it's gonna be super bad for the economy. No one's gonna be buying as much fucking like baby oil anymore. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I really just don't want my local Costco to close.
Or a federal institution. Like, he is not...
I'd rather Diddy molest people and I get my $1.50 hot dog and drink bundle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry if that's selfish, but...
Fucking a risk anymore. No one's going to go to P. Diddy and be like, can I have a record deal, please? Like, even if you wanted to try and make that argument discussable overnight.
It's really fucked up because I let him molest me, and then what happens? He gets caught before I get famous. So it's kind of fucked up. Maybe you guys could have waited a couple months, but it's whatever. It's like not a big deal. I kind of liked it anyway.
Right? Epstein is dead. He's not raping anyone anymore. And this guy's fucking locked away and he's probably been in jail for a very long time. So, I don't know, dude. It just feels like hand-wringing over silly jokes where there's no actual substantive risk.
And I don't know why no one else is talking about it. Anyway, that's its own side tangent, and I won't waste your time with that. My point is, this weird trend of making videos on Smart Schoolboy 9 hasn't really led to anything other than mass awareness, which can definitely be argued as a good thing. However, we're still giving this horrible man tons of attention, which, judging by his post history, is part of what gets him off. So it's really, really disturbing and just...
maybe. That could possibly be true. I don't know if that's the case, but maybe.
Feels overall off.
Yeah, feels off. That's fine. That's fine. You can feel a certain way about something. That's your right, okay?
But dude, there's no clippable moments on the stream. Stop.
Others reserve the right to say, well, you know, it's like, dude, I'm getting into fuck your feelings. No, it's like, bro, okay, you don't like something, fine, look away. Okay, if people want to make jokes about it, let them make jokes about it. Stop acting like there's some moral fucking, you know, like this is the thing, is saying you don't like it is fine, but he's presenting it in a way as if there's some sort of like moral or ethical compulsion to not do this. But all it's based on is his feelings about things.
This is not, and absolutely will not be the last time that repulsive individuals get a bunch of attention for the monetary gain of others. Ultimately, Slop is incredibly easy to produce, and you don't need to be creative. You don't need to say anything new, you don't need a personality, and you don't even need a script. But at the end of the day, you really can't blame the individual creators. They are getting the bag, they're doing what works, and it doesn't...
True, dude, getting that bag, baby.
It doesn't really matter what I think about it. People are watching, and they want to see this content.
Thank you for the $5.
More grape jokes, guys. It's making me upset. Crying face.
Thank you, Lumpy Willie. Okay, so now at the end...
Lumpy Willie. Incredible.
He's saying he doesn't feel bad about the creators. Wait, hang on a sec.
Ultimately, Slop is...
Yeah, he's just saying, I guess at the end of the day, this is part of the way the ecosystem works. I don't blame them for catching that bag, baby. Just like I got from JP Morgan & Morgan, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Is incredibly easy to produce, and you don't need to be creative. You don't need to say anything new, you don't need a personality, you don't need a script. But at the end of the day, you really can't blame...
Hang on a sec.
I feel like the more personality that you have, the less you need a script, you know what I mean? But I get what he's saying. You pretty much, it's just a bunch of people that are going around taking information from other people and then making a video about it.
Okay, now, dude. So he's saying that you don't need a personality for Slop, okay? Now, that may be true of some of the types of Slop that he's talking about. Like, you could set up an AI channel pumping out commentary videos on the latest drama, and that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But he also includes things like stream segments in his definition of Slop.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. I don't know. It's just like low effort content. I think that maybe Chud Logic is a little offended by this, but, you know. That's okay, man. I don't think it's a big deal. You know, I know that I'm fucking Slop and people like me, and that's cool as hell.
And so it's like,
but they like me for my personality. You know what I mean? It is Slop, but I think that it's my personality that really rings through, or my charming physique, of course.
Okay, but you need a personality to be a streamer, right?
Probably, generally speaking, sure.
Even if you don't personally like the personality, like stream clips are not going to be watched unless the streamer has got a personality that people are turning up for, whether or not you like the personality.
Fat wiener.
So it's like this broad definition of Slop gets us into a position where he's saying things about multiple different types of content which aren't true for all.
That's not how you do this.
I don't know, dude. I feel like we've got so broad a definition at this point. This would have been better if it was more focused. And if he'd have gone, okay, this type of Slop content is daily commentary channels, and this is what I think about them, and this is why it's a problem, and then made a separate video, or a massively separate point about like stream segments getting uploaded, and then made a different point. Like, this could have been multiple videos. It feels like it's been stuffed into one video, and it creates this incoherency. When we're now categorizing Slop as not being personality. when there's types of content that is
I mean, you could probably make the argument that it kind of calls upon people's like preconceived notion of this content. Like, it's popular to make content about how some different types of reaction content is like bad, which, by the way, like, I get it, I don't really care. But yeah,
included that I find it very hard to see how you would succeed.
I guess you could skip through all that.
Like
what the fuck?
clips, for example.
Shit, I wish I did
Well,
that.
that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people? What is this YouTube Slop video on Slop videos? This Slop broke the fourth wall of Slop.
Thank you, an Austrian Painter. Appreciate it.
The individual creators, they are getting the bag, they're doing what works, and it doesn't really matter what I think about it. People are watching, and they want to see this content. Like, as long as your title says something along the lines of, the insert controversial figure situation is insert interesting adjective, and your thumbnail has the topic's face, slightly edited to look worse with a bright background and crazy drop shadows, and maybe even a black bar around their eyes with some text on it, you're set to go. It really honestly makes me kind of sad that this is all it takes anymore. YouTube's success used to be
I don't think it ever really took a whole lot. I think that we're overplaying how difficult it's always been. Back in the day, people had less and less infrastructure. They would make worse and worse content. Like, I don't think that this is a particularly new thing of like low effort content being produced. I think that part of this is like nostalgia bait. It's like, you remember when things were better? No. When you were a kid, you don't know the bad. You know, when you're young, you're kind of just consuming what you like. I mean, it's like anything else, you know, and like this. It's like it's like World of Warcraft. Everybody's like, oh, classic is so much better. Then they've released it, and it's like, okay, it's okay, but it doesn't really necessarily wasn't as good as we remember. It's just kind of the way things are, man.
Be a very, very difficult thing to achieve, and granted, it still absolutely is.
Okay, bro. Spends all this time being critical of creators, and now he's like, well, it's not the creators' fault. Viewers are watching it. And now he's saying earlier, oh yeah, YouTube used to be really hard to succeed in. And now he's going, well, it still is as well. It's like, what's your point, dude? Where's your point? What is the point? You've got no point. You're just saying a bunch of shit. Some of it contradicting with stuff you said before. What is going on, dude? It's very confused. I'm very confused by what point you're trying to make then.
But this meta is effective like nothing else. However, unlike the fidget spinner Among Us 3 AM slop of the late 2010s, this content just feels kind of cynical. So much of this drama is just toxic and unnecessary.
Oh my God.
He's not wrong about that necessarily. Some of the drama does get. I mean, I think he could have fleshed out the point better. Because I do agree that people will sensationalize the fuck out of things, which I think is a good point. But then I guess he didn't necessarily make that point very explicitly. But he did make a mention of how like negative content can be, and that is part of the sensationalization, is making the content as like negative as possible, making it seem like it's a bigger deal, as much of a big deal as possible. But I don't think he was going to do that, because if he did, he would have to make a point about like the MrBeast stuff being over exaggerated, because he made a point about MrBeast in general before. And then that like firm stance would probably get people to be like frustrated with him, because people get very sensitive over the MrBeast shit. So
it's toxic, guys. It's really toxic. Toxic drama.
Yeah,
toxic,
sure,
bro.
can be.
This is all personal opinion. Who cares about if it's toxic, dude? Just don't watch it then. Just don't fucking watch it. How is it a problem? How is it a problem though? It's a problem for you as an individual because you don't like it. Fine. But it's not.
I mean, I think it's not great for like an atmosphere of people to be like as sensationalized as possible over stuff. That's how we get like over sensationalized nonsense and people like fucking pearl clutching virtue signaling. Like, I mean, I imagine the Sniper Wolf Cheeto situation is an example of that. I don't know what he's referring to. Apparently, it was more recently than I thought. But like that's probably what it is. Sniper Wolf is universally hated, so people can feel like they can say whatever they want, sensationalize as much as they want about the topics. He seems to have been caught, so to speak, this time. And again, I don't know the specifics. But like that would be one of the problems with the atmosphere. I don't think it's so bad to criticize it.
It's not a problem for anyone else as you're trying to present it as. Well, I don't agree with you and don't like the content. But what I mean is, it's not a broad problem that needs to be fixed. It's a problem that you don't like it, that you can fix by managing and creating your YouTube page.
Things getting blown out of proportion for the sake of content and, well, money. You might watch this and just think that I'm jealous.
Blown out of proportion. Like, this whole video is blown out of proportion, saying that YouTube's got a slot problem. And it's all your personal opinion about these are the creators I don't like and they're toxic. And also, don't joke about Smart Schoolboy 9.
And yeah, I absolutely am. Here, check this out. This is what a timeline looks like in an average Raymundo 2112 video, and by proxy, like...
Oh, God. Yeah, I am jealous. All these people are doing slop and making money, and I'm not.
An average, high-quality video essay. This layer here is sound, and the top one is imagery. This is what the average drama commentary video looks like. I need to look at this and remove myself from the equation since I will absolutely be biased, but goddamn, the discrepancy is crazy. I know a lot of these communities will likely see this, so feel free to make the obligatory Raymundo 2112 situation is crazy video. I'll be waiting. Now, of course, the question that must be asked is, how do we fix this? Is there any chance that Slop will no longer be
Also, dude, what is this about an editing timeline is indicative of like
I think he's trying to make the assertion that like higher effort is generally better, which I don't necessarily agree with. I mean, again, we talked about the news cycles. That's not necessarily high effort. So
there's some videos. Show me the timeline for those old videos from whenever it was he was talking about. You think those are any better? Yeah, man. Look at my editing. God, it's so in depth, isn't it? Look at this editing.
Look at my balls.
Okay. It just feels like now he's just completely walking back on the kind of premise of the video.
I don't know, maybe.
It's like a whole video that doesn't really say anything or make a point about anything. It's just his personal issues with YouTube, claiming there's a problem. And then at the end goes, well, it's not the creator's fault. It's the viewers who are watching it. Anyway, let's finish this off.
And we can see a return to more high-quality content. Well, unfortunately, it's not really a simple situation. However,
well, I mean, there is still high-quality content being produced. The creators who are good at making high-quality content tend to do better than the creators that are, oh my god, tend to do better than creators who do well. Or in general, tend to do better, I think. I mean, you're producing something more meaningful. It's easy to make content like this, but people like this. I mean, you see more and more podcasts in general popping up all the time. People like it. People like watching like their favorite person give us like give them a commentary about a topic, and it's not really any deeper than that.
However, I can offer you some solutions. If there's some spicy drama that you're interested in going on the internet, I suggest you do your own research and learn the information from the source. For example, with the MrBeast drama.
Bro, no one is gonna. People don't.
I mean, usually you're gonna go find people who categorize that content. I don't know. Okay.
Don't want to do that. That's why they go.
I mean, my thing is that like. I would imagine if the person made a solid video essay about it, this content creator wouldn't criticize them because they put higher effort into it. So,
dude, this guy is so retarded, bro.
Whoa, dude, don't say that.
That's the reason these videos exist and are popular, because someone goes to YouTube and goes, MrBeast situation. And then a video comes up, MrBeast situation is crazy, and they click on it and they fucking watch it.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Oh, that thing that you use to avoid doing the thing, well, you should do the thing that you're avoiding doing, actually. What? Yeah, bro. People are going to do that en masse. They want to watch a simple 10-minute video that summarizes it for them.
Most of these Slop videos are made covering Dogpack's video. So basically, you're provided with two options. You can either watch 3 separate commentary videos about Dogpack's video that basically just recount what he said, or...
Bro, that basically recount what he said. Yeah, some do, but others disagree and dispute it and put up alternative perspectives and put up their own thoughts on what they think about the video. And that creates a discourse. And you get some people that watch it and go, oh, damn, this guy's really got a lot of disagreement on this popular video. Maybe they take it in by it and believe it. Maybe they don't. Maybe they think something else. Like, it creates a discourse and a sort of public narrative about it that happens.
Okay.
So, yeah, people will watch the original, and then they'll go and watch someone that agrees with it, maybe. And then they'll go and watch someone that disagrees and has a very controversial, contentious take against what they're saying. I just feel like this guy totally misses the point and the reasons that people engage with this. Initially, they want a simple summary of what's going on.
I don't really think that's what it is. I think people don't really want to... there's a reason why that there's like 1,500 different channels that say the same thing. People want to constantly sit in the rot and want to engage with it. I generally can agree with the concept of trying to go to like the original creator, or, you know, you can find a creator that you trust and respect to help you like parse through the information. But again, like my issue, like the MrBeast thing was just way blown out of proportion. It became like so fucking stupid. So, like, I understand that. I think that the biggest problem is this guy, I think he believes this. I don't think that he is willing to say that like MrBeast has become sensationalized. The narrative has gotten out of control, because I think he's afraid of the criticism, and he seems like somebody who's afraid of criticism. So I could see him like having a meltdown about that. Like he seems like the kind of guy that like gets upset when people criticize him his work. The reason I think that is because he pulled down his work. So it's kind of like a confirmation for me.
And then when they're more invested to know about the Dogpack situation in depth, they may go and watch other pieces of content that both agree and disagree with it, so they can see a little bit of what's going on from all the angles.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
I think this guy's video is a pussy way of asking his audience, should I make this kind of content and make my bag? I think he is asking permission.
Thank you for the tip.
You can go directly
Damn, didn't even respond to that guy's thing.
Directly to the source and learn about it yourself. You absolutely do not need your food to be chewed for you. Let's just make
maybe I do, dude. Maybe I have an eating protocol, you know?
that clear. None of us do. You can
Okay, that's fine. That's
Some
fine.
people do, dude.
Okay.
Some people do. Okay.
But here's the thing. People don't have much. So even if people just want a summary of the video, I obviously have got problems with the way that Pegasus has done it. But people will go and watch Pegasus because rather than watching an hour-long video, or however long the first video was on MrBeast, they can watch a 10-minute summary. And so, yeah, they do need their food chewed because they don't spend all their fucking time online and they just want a quick summary and move on and do other shit with their life. Exactly, yeah, bro. You don't need to buy grated cheese, but people buy that shit. Yeah, there's a whole fucking shelf with grated cheese on there because you can grate that shit yourself, but someone don't want to fucking bother with the ethics because their time is valuable to them.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't know, dude. I think there's one aspect where people do want their food pre-chewed. They do want their cheese
I was hoping that this video ends soon. It's become so fucking boring.
grated for them. But also, some creators add commentary that contests or disagrees or presents a contrary narrative to what they're presenting, and people want
I wish we could have just watched the regular video. This must be like what it's like watching a Papa God video.
see that, you know?
Holy fuck.
go and just directly find the information that you so crave. These people rarely, if ever, break news, so it's not like you're going to find some new information by watching them. If enough people just decide to not watch this kind of content anymore, these creators will know and will have to shift their content style to better fit what the masses want. I think,
bro, this is like such a naive outlook. This is like the mentality of a child, okay? Bro, yes, great in principle if you don't like this kind of content, but you're literally pushing the boulder uphill forever with this mentality. because the market wants this. YouTube's algorithm.
My main issue with this video is it's being taken down since it's doubled the time. Wait, what? My main issue with this video is it's being taken down. Yeah, no, exactly. We have to react to somebody else talk about it. It's like a drag, yeah.
Algorithm is set to push this, and creators are happy to make
True.
this. So, okay, you're saying don't watch it. That's like a drop in the ocean compared to all of those factors that are influencing people watching the content. I mean, sure, if that's your perspective that people should stop watching it, fine. But it just feels like you're trying to elongate your perspective onto other people rather than actually making a good argument as to why people should stop watching this content. And in fact, it's contrary to the reasons they watch it in the first place.
Paladin became a member.
Thank
Paladin
you for the membership.
celebrates 7 months of membership. All people are cognitive misers. It takes energy to think. We are evolved to not waste energy, so people want TL. Doctors, it's evolutionary psychology.
Thank you for the membership. Yeah, people don't want to fucking sit there for an hour. Okay, what is the total combined runtime of the Dogpack videos? How much time do you need to sit there and watch to watch all of Dogpack's videos? Compare that to watching 3, shitter commentary videos about it. I would say that, I don't like Pegasus because he did some bad stuff with the way he watched it, but I understand.
Is it over? Is the video over? That's what I'm really just interested in. Holy fuck. Is there more to it? No, there's like 30 seconds.
Understand why someone would watch the Pegasus videos about this, rather than go.
All right.
Opinions told to us by someone who's literally just some guy with a microphone and some background gameplay. Take back your ability to learn about current events and form your own opinion.
How do I make money?
Whoa.
All right, I'm done with the segment. This has gotten so fucking boring. Holy fuck. Okay, cool stuff, man. To be honest with you, the biggest takeaway I have is the guy who made the original video is kind of a coward for taking his video down. So, if you're gonna say something, say it with your whole chest.